Right guys, welcome back to the channel. This video I'm going to be putting a new filler neck onto this car, which I've got just here. These filler necks are supplied by a chap called Thomas, who runs Dreadnought Customs. I'll stick a link to the Dreadnought site in the description below. Now I believe these are stainless steel bodies, and I think this kind of top section's mild steel, but really nice piece of kit, all powder coated, ready to go. Okay, car's up in the air, got this wheel off. Let's take a look at this filler neck. Now, I don't know what this neck's actually off. I don't think it's a Scirocco one anyway. I think it's maybe a Mark 1 Golf or something along those lines, but the main reason I wanted to change it out is because it keeps banging against my axle here. I actually I wrapped some silicone hose around it just to try to stop the knocking, but as you can see it's actually eating through that as well. It's straightforward to remove. Jubilee clip there, Jubilee clip there. If you want to take off this whole rubber hose is one. 10mm bolt there, and then usually there's another 10mm bolt up here. Now my neck didn't have a bracket up there, so I just cable tied it on, and that's probably why it doesn't sit straight at the top. Anyway, you usually have another, I think it's a 10mm up here, and then you should have like a breather hose up in here. So you just have to take off this Jubilee or whatever it is you've got holding it on, and that's it. So yeah, let's get it off. One thing to note is I'm pretty sure these tanks have like a non-return flap in here. So what that means is when all this sort of filler neck comes off, there shouldn't be any fuel spillage because of that non-return flap. Now this is an aftermarket tank I bought. I can't remember if it does or doesn't have that, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, hopefully it does, because I'm not keen on having half a tank of SO99 coming out onto the floor. Right, I've got it disconnected at this end. There was a fair bit came out actually, a little kind of trickle. I don't know if it was just what was left in the filler neck, but it was dribbling from here a bit as well. So I've fingered it up with a cloth for now, which is brought to a stop. But yeah, it's not nice to see almost 170 a litre with 99 on the ground. So yeah, all that's left to do, I've got this 10mm out, cut the cable tie up there, so it's literally just this Jubilee and then this rubber surround I think will come down with it, and yeah, then we'll get a better look at this filler neck. Right, so I've just prized it off at the top here, so now the only thing that's left that's holding it on is that breather that was running along the top, so we'll get that off next. Right, there we go, filler neck's off, nice and easy. Right, let's compare the old versus the new. So yeah, it looks similar shape. What you'll notice as well, I didn't even put any pressure on this, but this bracket just broke right off, so definitely time to change it out. The main thing that I notice is this has a bit more of an upward angle to it, whereas this one's kind of just straight. So I think that's where the difference will be, to prevent it hitting off my axle. And yeah, as you can see, I've took off the kind of silicone hose that I'd wrapped around, but you can see where it's been banging against the axle, and yeah, I think if I left that any longer, that would have just went right through and burst a hole. So yeah, this filler neck's scrap. You can see on the axle as well where it's been rubbing and it's went down to bare metal. So I think I'll just give that a key up, spray some epoxy and some black paint on there just to protect it a little bit. But I don't think there's any damage as such, but yeah, I'll just get that bare metal covered up. This is the pipe that sat on there and connected to the tank. I'm going to reuse this. It's not actually that old, it just needs a wee clean up. So I'll reuse that, and this is that top piece, round about where the fuel filler flap is. Again, I'll just reuse this, give it a good clean, unblock these channels, get all this shit off it, and yeah, it'll be good to go. I'll also give the inside of this arch a bit of a clean up, so where it mounts here, get that nice and clean, got all the crap out that gets up in here to prevent this bit here rusting out. It's quite common on Golfs. And also, I don't really think there's a mounting point on this anymore, so I'm not sure what I'll do. Maybe bore a hole, put a riv nut in it, or just a nut and bolt, but this itself seems solid, so that's good at least. Right, cleaned this up, cleared these channels, that's ready to go. This is cleaned up, ready to go. Right, I've cleared up a lot of the crap that was in the arch, so got a mounting point here. Cleaned up this bracket, and yeah, once I got some of the shit away, the sort of mounting point is there as well. So mounting point there, mounting point there. This breather, I'll try to clean the end of that out. And yeah, that's it pretty much. Okay, so time to get the new neck on. Just slip this pipe on for now. I'll need to find a couple of jubilees to fit that. Got the breather pipe on, and focus. Yep, got a new jubilee on that as well. So that's good to go. Right guys, new neck is now fitted. A couple of new jubilees to hold this piece of hose on. As you can see, it's quite far away from the axle now, so I think that sort of little bend in there is what my previous filler neck was missing, so should sort out the knocking noise that I've got. Mounted up on here, and also into this top bracket. These little tabs can be kind of bent slightly to get it to fit a bit better. I haven't had to touch mine, it's been not too bad. Yeah, as you can see, clears this chassis leg nicely. As I said, clears the axle nicely. In behind here, there's a nice bit of clearance there. And yeah, it fits up nicely into this. Breather hose fits perfect. And as I say, it's mounted up in there. So yeah, it's absolutely solid. It's not going anywhere. So it's a little bit off to the left, but I probably could have spent a bit more time, as I say, adjusting those little brackets and stuff, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was before. And also the cap's further in now, it's a bit deeper, so this shuts, and it shuts nice and flush. And of course I've got my key now that I can lock and unlock the cap as well. So yeah, I think I'll just fire the car up and just make sure there's no leaks or anything coming from the kind of bottom part of the filler neck. And yeah, should be good to go. Doesn't seem to be leaking from anywhere. As far as I'm concerned, this job's done. So let's get this wheel back on and we'll get the car back out. So yeah, that's another job off the list. Got the old filler neck off, new one's on. Again, I'll put links to Dreadnought Customs website in the description below. Tom's doing some good stuff for the Scirocco community, so definitely check that out and go support him. So yeah, here he is, Thomas Scragg, Dreadnought Customs, and there's his social medias and contacts. Till the next one, guys. Cheers, take care.